How's everyone doing? Well, I've been asked to kind of speak on, where do we go from here? We've had a lot of words, recently, a lot of frustration and things like that. That point is beyond us. So now the question must be asked, where do we go from here? Whenever we come in here and we get agitated sometimes and frustrated, we're actually voicing the concerns of the people that we're around every day in the streets. And with a lot of the tension that's going on in the city now, especially with the Slager trial, the black community is upset because we got a white jury. Even with Dylan Roof, it seems, they're talking about, okay, he may be incompetent to stand trial. A lot of these issues have the black community feeling as though our voices aren't being heard and we're disrespected. We don't want to see our city up in flames. And I was in the middle of Charlotte, North Carolina when that happened, and just looking at the face of Chief Kirk Putney while his city was just being destroyed and having the police force just look while the city is going down. We don't want to see that happen. But we have to step up as leaders and say, how can we prevent things from happening? And we want to take responsibility for the actions in our community. We really do. But we need everyone to come together and say, how can we assist? How can we help? Because if we're working against each other constantly, the young community, especially young blacks, we feel as though there's nothing left. And a lot of times they resort to violence. You see it in the street. So anytime you see us in a situation to where we're frustrated, we really have to sit back and say, how can we prevent these things from happening? And it's more than just holding a press conference with the NAACP and National Action Network saying, calm down. That's not going to work, Mayor Tecklenburg. We have to really sit down and ask ourselves, what is the long-term solution to this problem that's plaguing our communities? Thank you.
Hold on, please. I need to ask Mr. Thoreau. Come on back, please, sir. I understand well what you're saying. With whom should be at the table to meet based upon now that you're willing to sit down and talk? With whom? What power structure would you want to speak to?
I said, I talk to you whenever we leave.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
sir, I talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, but we really want to make sure, everybody wants a peaceful resolution.
Sure.
We don't want to see violence, and we don't want to see it, so I think the best thing to do is, we sit down and kind of find out how can we resolve some of the racial tensions that we're seeing in the community that help all of us live in a better area.
Well, let me say this to the audience before you go. Mr. Thoreau stands by his conviction. But I've never seen someone who is so strong, fast. You don't know about Mr. Thoreau and what he has done for the community. He is a member of an organization which has patrolled the worst of the African American community to prevent the senseless violence, black on black crime, and the killings, and he is there. He's not up here just for show, just to look good or to sound good. That's not Mr. Thoreau. We all get frustrated at the time. I do. But he is on the front line of trying to get to particularly young blacks to prevent this senseless killing that's going on. And a lot of people don't know that about you, Mr. Thoreau. I just want to put that out there because you're more beyond just the words. You are for action. And, America, we have a type of high blood pressure of creed, but then we become somewhat anemic when it comes down to deeds. And all that these young people, I know I have a generation or two on him, all they're simply asking for is fair play. Nothing more, nothing less. They want fair play and full equality, and no one can be blamed for that. And that's all I want to say, Mr. Thor, but I'll see you after the meeting, sir.
Right,
and by the way, Mr. Thor and I, we're talking. Right, sir? Okay, thank you, sir.
But I want to make a comment here. What organization does he represent? Because I don't know what others, but I don't know what organization. I don't know what he's asking about. So he's talking to you personally? Is he going to talk to all of us?
I would think he would
what?
talk to all of us. Yes,
Because I think we all need to understand what he's talking about.
yes. Mr. Thrower, would that be permissible, sir?
Oh, no problem.
All right, thank you, sir.
Ed Pendarvis.